Fala galera, tô ao lado do Mezii, jogador da Vitality e britânico, vai ter um filho agora e a gente vai falar um pouco sobre a vida dele. Thank you for having us. First of all, congratulations on your baby.
Yeah, thank you. It's exciting news. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's really exciting to have this like happen, and a lot of change, a lot of responsibilities, of course. But no, I'm really excited.
Get ready. It's a wild ride. Is it a boy or girl?
It's a secret for now. We keep.
But you know.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I know, but at the moment we're keeping it secret, so it'll be a bit of a surprise. But yeah, it's. I'm excited.
Well, either one, I hope it's a very healthy baby,
Yes, yeah.
full of love. Tell me about how you started out in CS.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, it's been kind of like a family thing. I think all my brothers used to play, and my dad always used to play Counter-Strike Source. So when I was younger, he was always playing and going off to like events in the UK, like just for fun. And I think at that point, I was kind of like, as a kid, you always want to play games, and we didn't have a computer, but I was always trying to get, as soon as my dad was off the computer, I'm trying to get on the computer and start playing and take it in turns with my brothers and stuff. And I think from the age of around 9, I think I started playing Counter-Strike Source, and yeah, at that point I just fell in love with playing Counter-Strike, and then had a small break as I growing up, but after that I went into CSGO in around 2014, the very start, and watched like all the events, and just saw it was just a really fun game to watch, and one of those games that a lot of nostalgia from when I was younger to play with my brothers, and thought this is the game that I always want to play, and yeah, that's how it started. Just more of a family thing.
So back in 2014, were you able to watch Apex playing?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think I've watched a lot of Apex's games. I think he's definitely a guy who's been around for a long time, played all the biggest tournaments, and yeah, I think he's obviously a player that's been at the top for a long time.
I gotta ask, how did the invitation to Vitality come about?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, it definitely come as a surprise to me. I think after like Sydney, I think it was one of the last events of or the first events of CS2, and of course they had the news that Mezii was leaving, and it wasn't something, of course, they were looking to replace, but I think it was an opportunity for me that, of course, I'm always going to take. I think when you get the chance to join Vitality, you're always going to take the chance, and I think it was a big surprise to me, but also an opportunity that, yeah, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You have to try and take it, and yeah, it's been a great ride so far, but it's a really fun one as well so far.
Were you ever like starstruck?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
yeah.
you're playing beside, I mean, ZywOo and.
Yes. And I think it's always been like one step at a time. I think even for me, when I first joined like Fnatic and I was playing with like Crims, who was a person that I've also watched for a long time, and then you get starstruck then, and then you get this chance and you play with, like, say, with ZywOo, with Apex, even Spinks, like all these guys that have won majors, they've been playing at the top for a long time. You get to play with the best player in the world. It's at first you're like, wow, it's you really see like the difference when you're playing with them. It's like it takes you back, and you're like, wow, this is why they're at the top of the game, and it makes you think like it's a lot of hard work, but it gives you that extra motivation that they chose me as well to come in and play with those guys as well.
Exactly.
So.
I love the announcement, by the way. It was so fun.
Of course, Lionel Messi. Of course, he's the best. Oh my God, I love him. I wish I would meet him one day. Guys, Messi is here.
Hey guys.
Are you a big football fan?
Yes, yeah,
As
for sure.
a British?
Yeah, I think yeah, I have to be. Being from England, it's one of the things. Everyone's a big fan in England of football. So.
What team do you root for?
So I mean, my hometown is Birmingham, but of course they're not the best team. So, but I mean, Birmingham's my first team, the team that I've always supported as a family. And but if I was to choose like one of the bigger teams, it's Arsenal. I'm a bit more of an Arsenal fan.
And do you watch Brazilian players as well?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think kind of like England as well. I think football is kind of part of the culture in Brazil, and
yeah.
I think it's. Yeah, I think the Brazilian players have always been, over the years, have always been so fun to watch. I think they bring like that fun aspect of football and the flair and the skill and everything. I think it's always been a really fun thing to watch.
And Do you like the British cuisine? Are you enjoying the Brazilian cuisine gastronomy?
I think it as
You got used to it.
Yeah. I think the British cuisine, I think, is something that everyone always
memes about it.
There's a lot of memes, and even with Apex, he loves to meme about it. But I think coming out here to Brazil, I think it's. I think the food here is always really good as well.
Yes.
It's something that I always look forward to. I think coming here, it's of course you have great fans and everything, but the whole culture and the food and everything here is it's definitely towards the top.
How do you cope with pressure?
I think it's obviously always tough. I think it always comes in different ways, whether it's pressure from playing on a stage and playing in front of fans, or whether it's pressure you put on yourself on how you think you should be performing. And I think for me, it's kind of trying to focus more on what I can do to help the team and not focusing so much on, of course, going out on stage and playing in front of crowds, especially in Brazil. It's always fun, and there's always that sense of pressure, but it's also one of those things where it's excitement as well. Like going out and having the chance to play in front of a crowd is really fun. You'd much rather be on the stage instead of having to go home or not being able to play there. So I think for me, it's kind of focusing on turning the pressure into excitement and adrenaline, and kind of helping the team as well, not focusing too much on my individual performance or what I need to do to make sure I'm playing at the top. It's more, okay, then I need to communicate well. I need to hope if people are getting quiet, I need to try and bring them up and kind of be positive in that way, because I think sometimes if you focus too much on the pressure or focus too much on yourself, that's when it feels like everything's getting a bit too much, and then you start playing bad, or
you won on your first
yes.
stage, right?
Yeah.
With Vitality.
Yeah.
That was insane. Do you get a lot of hate?
Yeah, I think especially, to be honest, I think before in previous teams it's always been there, but not as much. I think now, I mean, my performances have not been the best, but I think that definitely the fan base, when you get towards the top, when you're in a team that should be winning or should be getting trophies and making it far, and they expect all 5 players to be playing at a standard, and when I'm not playing that standard, there's definitely a lot of messages on social media saying a lot of things. But I think for me, it's kind of one of those things where I have to kind of try and block it out and just be confident in knowing what I can do. And there's always a reason why these guys pick me up in the first place.
Yes.
It's not based on what social media says. They have the confidence in me, so it's kind of, I try and put a focus on this, and of course it can be hard, but that's my main thing to focus on.
But get ready for the Brazilian fans.
Yeah.
If you go to the semifinals, because that would be insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those matchups as well that you always look forward to. I think my first experience of this, I didn't play in it obviously, but when the first major, we went out in the quarterfinals when I was in Fnatic, and we got a chance to go watch Fury play against Na'Vi on the stage, and the atmosphere was incredible. It was honestly the best atmosphere I've been to a lot of football games and stuff, but even compared to football, it was one of the best atmospheres that I've had the chance to be involved in, and I think those are the games that you definitely want to be in. So hopefully we can get through to semi-finals and play against Fury, because of course the crowd isn't going to be on our side, but it's going to be fun either way. We've got Apex, who also loves he loves being the villain as well, so it'll be fun.
Thank you so much for having us. Would you like to leave your Brazilian fans a message?
Yeah, of course. I mean, thanks for all the support so far, and of course, if we do make the semi-finals, I know you're not going to be with us, but either way, it's going to be a great stage performance. And I think also just thank you for all the support always, whether it's here or whether it's online and social media. It's always been the best support in Brazil. It's great to have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best with the baby.
Thank you.